Welcome everyone to some bullshit. Hey, we're on the casual couch again, and Nigel is here, and I didn't bother to move any of the clutter, so we're just getting what we get. Like, there's a fucking controller. Yep, I'm a tidy person. Little known fact about me, I really like watching videos that like read Reddit posts, and I was watching one of my favorites the other day, and they were reading from men writing women, r/men writing women, and I was like, oh no, I have to read this for my channel. So here we are. Yeah, we all know the whole thing about men writing women. It's not as bad, I don't think, anymore as it used to be. But you know what? I'm not going to do a whole big disclaimer because disclaimers are canceled. So if you're about to go down there in the comments and write about how, like, of course men can write women, it's not what we're here about. We're just here to have fun, okay? So I'm just gonna go through r/men writing women and we're just gonna read some fun ones. That's what we're doing today. That's our plan. Nigel is gonna be making biscuits real industriously on this blanket beside me. He may even come sit on my lap. Don't know if I dare hope for such a thing. I like this very first one. It's like she can feel her ovaries tighten, breaking off decades worth of ice and snow. She's so frigid that, like, her ovaries froze, but I guess they're waking up, man. They're waking up from their hibernation. Don't you love it, ladies, when your ovaries wake up from their hibernation? This one is weird and it hurts my brain. I know the curve of your bosom at y equals 0.05 times e to the -12 plus 30x, in parentheses, to the 6th minus 3 times x times the logarithm of x. I don't understand that one, but it sounds like a galaxy brain kind of thing. Apparently, we know how to graph your boobs. Oh, you guys, Nigel's maybe gonna sit on my lap. We'll see how this goes. He's just here to cover me in black hair and hit me in the face with his tail. There are a lot of these that talk about, like, young women's bodies and sexualizing young women's bodies, and I'm just gonna kind of, like, little girls' bodies, and they're creepy, and I'm gonna stay away from them for the most part. There's a Stephen King one, and I'm like, oh, Stephen King, why are you like this? Here's one. I guess most women are like that. They crave attention all the time. They're very babyish that way. He thought Juliana could never stand being alone. She had to have me around all the time, complimenting her. Little kids are that way. Good. Women, children, same thing. I mean, I know if I wasn't getting this attention from Nigel, I'd explode or something. Oh, this one's great. This is someone writing about women, not necessarily writing a woman's character. So this will be fun. Women are directly adapted to act as nurses and educators of our early childhood, for the simple reason that they themselves are childish, foolish, and short-sighted. In a word, big children all their lives. Well, big children is more than a word. Or is it just children? I'm probably too stupid and childish to understand this. So, like, I'm a little confused because you're like, okay, women are supposed to be the caregivers for the children, but you would think that you would want somebody who was, you know, not also a child themselves to take care of the children, which you would then think would mean that the women should be a little bit more intelligent, but apparently they are like children, and I don't understand how your world works. Like, how does this work? Big children just taking care of children. I don't know what the men do. I love this one. Her breasts were every bit as unruly as her hair. Do you ever wake up with bed breasts? Are your breasts just, you know, one's going this way, the other one's going that way, and you just have to, like, settle them? This description is pretty great as well. Obviously, men who write women often have a preoccupation with our breasts. So, seeing Dune's slim, tall body, one might have thought her small-breasted. Not so! She had wide, flat breasts, small-nippled, with almost no sag to them. Oh, thank goodness, I was worried about the sag. A gentle convexity, covering a largish area, like the lid of a soup tureen. Sexy. Is this what people mean by pansexuals? Don't come for me, pansexuals, that was a joke. I saw them now as she knelt on the ground before me, the drooping front of her nightdress affording me an unobstructed view. I don't know if I want an unobstructed view of boobs that remind me of soup tureen lids. I like this one. I think this guy might be describing his female character. The sleeveless leather tunic she wore belted over leather leggings fit comfortably, but did not hide her firm, full breasts, which could have seemed heavy, but didn't. Thank goodness. Again, a lot of these guys are like, these boobs could have seemed too big, but they weren't too big. And I'm just so glad that we have established that they're big, but not like annoying big. There's another description of a young girl, and I'm not here for it. I like this one. Water beaded across her shoulders, shining like drops of milk, and her breasts swayed in the currents. Now, I, as you might not have noticed, am a member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, so I have a question for all of my larger-chested friends out there. Say you are in a river and there's a bit of a current. Do your boobs, like, is there a lot of going with the current from your boobs? I need to know for science. Here's definitely a man writing his female character. She's getting ready because she wants to please her man. There are some women who say you shouldn't dress to please a man, but when you love someone, you revel in their pleasure. And I'm guilty of that, and I always will be. I look at my own naked body in front of the mirror. I think, yes, Carol, you've still got it. Yes, Carol. I often stand in front of a mirror nude, and I'm like, yes, Carol, you've still got it. If my dog bumps the camera, she just looks like she really wants to, so you be ready for that. Also, I've noticed that I'm kind of on an angle, and I'm way too lazy to fix it, so if that bothers you, too bad. I put on my bra, clipping it at the front, then sliding it around and putting my breasts into it. Okay, I guess I have another question for larger breasted women than me. When I put my bra on, I hook it in the back. Put it on, hook it. Do you hook it in the front and spin it around? Because that seems uncomfortable. And then I like the image of her like putting her boobs into it, like, in you go! Her withered breast shook with silent chuckles. Surefire way to tell if somebody's laughing. Are their breasts jiggling? I'm sorry if you guys are like over me talking about boobs, but so many of these things are boob related. Where are all my booty lovers at? This is all about boobs. Hell, in another time in his life, he probably would have taken her up on it, under the why the hell not theory. Now, file that under the not so much. Undeterred by his lack of enthusiasm, she leaned forward, flashing him a set of breasts that didn't so much defy gravity as flip it off, insult its mother, and piss on its shoes. I know where we could go. What does that even mean? The camera started running out of battery. Hopefully we're okay now that I'm back. I don't know. We're probably still crooked. But yeah, what does that mean? Like, I'm picturing her boobs are just like literally floating, sort of hovering, because they're not just defying gravity, they're flipping it off and pissing in its shoes, so. She pouted. Or maybe that was just the way her post-injection lips poofed out. Poofed. This guy is also being very ageist. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a delight hearing him talk about how like she's old and ruined now. That's always fun. I heard this one before, and I love it. For the church service, I wore a two-piece wedding gown, a floor-length wide skirt with spaghetti shoulder straps. It was made from matte Duchess satin. Over this, I had a jacket made of peekaboo cotton, Venice lace that more or less covered my shoulders and the top half of my upper arms so as not to scandalize the congregation. Oh man, upper arms. Can't handle it. At the reception, the jacket and train came off, and my shoulders and cleavage charmed the crowd. They're like, oh man, I wasn't gonna come to this wedding, and I was really disappointed until she took out her shoulders, and boy oh boy, I am charmed. There's a little bit of an obsession with like what kind of clothing women are wearing, like not just that they're wearing sexy clothing, but like what's it made of, and I don't know, is that meant to appeal to women who might be reading it? Because I don't think guys care, or whoever is, you know, attracted to women who might be reading this, I don't think they care that we know the materials. Maybe I'm wrong. She stood in her underwear, black lace from Wolford in Vienna. Like, why do we need to know that? Are we gonna go look up what that black underwear looks like so that we can picture it more accurately? I don't think so. She was almost tempted to knock at her downstairs neighbor's door, the neighbor who had once brought back a thong that had fallen off the clothesline. I mean, get it, girl, I guess, if you're that desperate. Like, he must like me, he brought back my thong one time. This doesn't make any sense. You could tell that the woman was prematurely wrinkled and gray by the bouncing way that she moved. Could you not tell that she was wrinkled and gray by looking at her with your eyes and being like, yep, she's wrinkled and gray? Or is it the premature part? Like, she's still bouncy even though she's wrinkled and gray. I'm very confused by this description. Let's get some Stephen King in here because he's got some real problems with women sometimes. I just putting that out there. A young woman with the exotic name of Ariadne St. Clair. Okay, that's exotic, I guess. She was a happy young woman, not overburdened with intelligence, but tireless and pleasing to look at. Well, okay, thank goodness, because if she was dumb and not hot, we just have to throw the whole woman away. She had large breasts, again, thank goodness, which rose in soft, steep hills. We need to stop describing women's breasts as hills. Like, is there anything less sexy than a hill? She had large breasts, which rose in soft, steep hills beneath an apparently endless supply of Angora sweaters. I mean, at least she has nice sweaters. And lovely skin. She also had very bad eyes. They swam brown and enlarged. I'm just thinking of like pug eyes. Behind the thick lenses of her horn-rimmed spectacles. Buster liked her. He considered her too dumb to be one of them. Thanks, Buster. I think that's supposed to be a good thing, that she's too stupid to be one of them. So, you know, thank goodness. Thanks, Stephen King. Thanks so much. This one's just a post from somebody. Queer Eye, but where 5 women stand around a male novelist and go, no, drugging her drink is not romantic, and Jonathan, delete this. Her breasts did not boob boobily. And I think I'm gonna stop there because that is a great way to finish strong. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, are there other writerly subreddits that I should like read from? Cause like, this is a good time. Please, if you're a guy writing women, maybe like lay off the breast descriptions just a little bit. Just like give it a break. You know, and also making the fact that she's stupid seem like a feature. Just stop it. Just stop it. This is my new tagline. Hashtag just stop it. As you know, I post new videos Mondays and Fridays. All the links to my social media are in the doobly-doo for ease of your clicking. If you like what you see here and you want to support me monetarily, you can hop over to my Patreon, where you can get access to exclusive content not seen here on the regular channel. My voice is going because I've been filming all day, so I'm gonna leave you now, and I will see you next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye! It's that time again. It's time for this month's patrons. This month we have Lennox, Amanda, Irene, Jenny, Jesper, Kim, Lisa, Rayakio, Sabby Panda, Savvy, and Scribbling Cat. I'm pretty sure I pronounced at least one of those names wrong. If you want to have your name professionally mispronounced, then join my other amazing patrons over on Patreon.